guess Sylvia is
Yes,
the current Miss Olympia physique champ.
and obviously Natalie. So what I like about their physiques and their overall look, they still look feminine and they have that muscle definition and they just look great. And they all are like I follow them on social media and I see all their posts and like what they're doing and they seem like genuinely great people. Like some are just like mean and just meh, whereas they're not. And so I like them.
Well, I interviewed Tracy a while back. She's been on my channel before. Also, I remember doing the interview. Natalia, Quayle came in and she was, making comments. Also, I told Tracy this. I told her, you have the Olympic level physique, and she not proved me a liar. Now she's going to Olympia. I
Yeah.
mean, I love that fact. This is from my man KL. He says Tracy is wow. Yeah, she's a great person. Beautiful person, beautiful personality. He's picking on me again. He says, Andrea could find a time. Well, she's a busy lady. She whenever she gets time, she could. And he also says, never seen a lady carpenter before. You build houses or something. So, like I said, you're unionized. So your unions, you buy your license. When did you start and how long you were doing carpentry?
So I started actually framing houses, so building houses, and that was back in I'm gonna say 2015. Yeah, so 2015. So prior to that, I was actually a police officer for 6.5 years. I left that, which greatest decision I ever did because I everyone hates you and you go and you try and make a difference, but I became a miserable person. Like I wouldn't trust anyone, so I started to volunteer with Habitat for Humanity, and then I'm like, you know what, I love this. So I developed a career with that. I'm also a volunteer firefighter with City of Hamilton as well, and because emergency services, people still like you, firefighter. So I do
Firefighter?
that, and then yeah.
Well, like this, even though people don't like police, we need them for especially when things go wrong. We need you, police. Like I said, 50. I'm not a big fan. I know interview a lady. I know her, Natalie Thompson. She's a constable. And she's a cool lady. I respect her. I've known some ladies I've interviewed who are still 50 or were 50, as we call it here in the states, and and even as a person who does volunteer firework, that's good because you know what? This is why I say I don't say this to the military because the military they don't provide a service; they make sacrifices. For you, what you do, I want to say thank you for your service because that's really a service you're providing, helping people out. You're going into situations where people might be in a situation like, especially a firefighter, houses burning down, saving somebody's life. You are providing that service, and I really thank you for that. Even though it's not here in my country, but it's another country, so I want to thank you for a return for that. So yeah, and it's good that you find yourself because one thing is a lot of people. It's good to have uh, a trade now. I mean, I worked like general work. I mean, I was working here and there and stuff like that. One of my first jobs was a gas station when I was 16, and then I was working both jobs at a gas station and working at textiles, and then I had a couple of jobs with the college for a little bit, and then has one job I worked for a good while. It was in excuse me, it was called a gentleman's club, but in the hood we call it the booty club. And I got to say, George, man, you work with the dude. It's not always like that. Sometimes you have situations where you have to take drunks out. Sometimes you have to pat down guys. And sometimes you might have problems. Sometimes there's been a few times I had to break up some fight between strippers, but it's not all that. Here we got a question from my man KL, and I think you might have where was I saw it earlier. Oh yeah, okay. He says this: how far do you see yourself competing? So you said you're gonna do a show in August. What show is that?
That's the Max Fit Pro. It's in Florida. Can't remember exactly where. Kept saying Tampa, but it's not Tampa. It's a smaller um, town. But I'm going to do that one. It's August 17th, and then I'm going to do the Ben Weeder Natural. Or I might have gotten that date wrong because I know it's Ben Weeder Naturals November 17th, and then I might do another one in between there. We'll see.
Well, well, a lady who I just did it for interview. She works for Bad Rap. Her name is Jolene Floops. Jolene just announced she's going to do that show, The Max Fit. There's also a show called The Clash. It's in November, and the Ken Richardson, who's the wife of Amy Richardson, he's offering to pay for all the Masters competitors' entry fee. So when you do the show, he's paying for the entry fee for Masters. As Master competitor, you have to pay. And also, there's always, Sarah's putting the big money for the Texas Pro.
So
It's
I
going.
would love to do Texas. Like I wouldn't stand a chance because they're freaking huge. But like just to step on stage with them would be phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Texas. I think it's gonna be because what Sarah Vickers doing. Like I said, I was a big fan of Sarah Vickers, but I really respect what she's doing. Like she's talking about how not enough. Like look at the Arnold Schwarzenegger classes. They put up $500,000 for the men's division, but still don't have. You can put up the money for the men's division, but don't put up the money and try to keep women's bodybuilding or physique because back in the day, Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic was one of the top level shows next to Olympia, but now you women are not there anymore. I mean, I don't watch it because I will holler at some ladies who do fitness because I interviewed one lady who could do the fitness in that show and follow some fitness competitors. And you have shows like the Rising Phoenix and the Arizona Pro, which is just a standalone lady show. Back in the day, there was a show. I just interviewed a lady this morning who competed in this show, the Jantana Classic. It was right here in my home state of North Carolina. It was one of the few shows that had women's bodybuilding here in North Carolina. Because most of the shows now are all other places like here and there. But man, KL like says this says thank you for your service. Yeah. So here's the thing tough about being a competitor in sport is you do the GoFundMe for your dog. I remember you saying in your interview with Glenn, you were planning to do another. Not Glenn. I'm sorry, David. You were planning to do another show, but then Blake got sick and your surgeries. And that's the thing about being a competitive bodybuilder, the expense of competing. I mean, traveling. You come from Canada to Pittsburgh. Then you think about doing a show in Florida. Your posing suits. Your food, hair, makeup, everything. If you look over the men's division, all you gotta do is wear a pair of banana shorts, banana hammocks, and a pair of board shorts.
And hammock, yeah.
Yeah, that's all it. Board shorts. You gotta remember the men's physique. Men's classic. Or I call them men's bikini. No. Actually, men's physique is bikini, and men's classic is figure.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how. Okay, yes, I got straight. But I know. Do you have any sponsorships, or everything's on you?
Uh, it's on me, but hopefully that will change. Just that's why I'm going to keep continuously doing shows, getting better. Each time I compete, I continuously get better because I look at what I did the last show and it's like, okay, how can I improve on this to make myself better? And I'm they're baby steps, but hey, they're steps in the right direction, and that's all that matters. And I'm doing what I love. This is like my pastime, and I love it.
Yeah, because you know what, for you ladies in sport where prize money's not as much, and then it's almost the cost of it, but you have to do the sport because you gotta love it. I mean, the time you gotta put into it. I know there's days where you get up in the morning and you gotta do cardio, but you got your job, you don't have to worry about that. But
So do
hmm?
that. It's like I don't want to do this.
You don't want to do that, especially food. You can't eat everything that you want to eat. You have to eat. I know you have a nutritionist. He works with your diet, and also there's so much to this that people got to understand. Like I said again, go back to the thing with steroids, but you don't take them, you don't use them. But that's only a small factor. You have to be following your diet, you have to be consistent. I know there's days where you go to the gym that you don't want to be here, but if you want to step on that big stage with these ladies that you follow, that you admire, you have to make that sacrifice, that time you put in. You can spend more time with your family if you get. I know your mom's gone. You got any more family members left, or?
I have a brother and a niece and nephew. I don't see them too often because he's super busy. But I have my animals, and what a friend of mine she told me, it's like you have your adopted family. So there's certain people that I really consider my family now that my mom is gone. And obviously my animals, my little wiener dog's actually she's sitting right there, sleeping.
Can you see little Willie dog?
There she is. She's
Oh, that's
she's just sleeping.
cute.
There she is.
My sister Mary, she was like she's the baby girl of the family, but she's my oldest sister. One of my older sisters, she had poodles. She loved her poodles. I mean, one time I was sick, I had pneumonia, I was sick, and one of the poodles just got on my lap one day, and laid on me, and it just made me feel good. I mean, I miss having a dog. Where I live it, I can't have dogs. It's. I mean, if I had time for it, but I was country boy. We had dogs in the country. We
Oh
run
yeah.
around play with all day, but we come in town. It's hard to try to keep a dog. My mom didn't believe in having dogs in the house. That was her thing. But she let go of my sister's little dog. She didn't mind. And like I said again, with the cost of traveling and sponsorships hard to get. I mean, one person who I'm a fan of, he was at Pittsburgh, and I interviewed Natalie, Ray Wolf, just the week after. She was with him. It was my man. I gotta say this every time I do it, Sam. Yo, Jake, I want that money. I want that gun. That shout out to Mr. Jake Wood. He what he did for women's bodybuilding, I think he could have maybe extended also to women's physique, because like I said again, Jack Tatone just dropped your division from St. Louis Pro. I think he's going to swap it out for another one, probably wellness or maybe figure.
All this is getting really popular. Like everyone loves it. It's not for me. I don't know.
You didn't want to wear the clear heels, but hey, you can work at the
I
glutes.
can sprint in those heels, but like honestly, like